What is the meaning of life? Like, why are we here as human beings? Why are we here in this world doing what we do every day? And there are a lot of, I don't want to say conflicting ideologies, but the one that has resonated with me the most and has been the most helpful for me is more of a spiritual approach of why are we here? And I'm going to share that with you right now in hopes that it brings you some peace, some happiness, and some clarity. So picture this. We are here, our souls are here in our personhood because the world is a classroom and our life is our syllabus. And so our soul, which is very eternal, our soul is very old, our soul is a spiritual being. Our soul was hanging out where souls hang out, whatever dimension that is, and it decided that it wanted to learn something that it could only learn in the 3D world where separation seems very real. So our soul decides what it wants to learn. It chooses who we're going to be. It chooses our body. It chooses our family. It chooses our town. It chooses a lot of our deep details. And then our soul incarnates, boom, and it consents to giving itself amnesia so that when our soul enters our body when we're born, it completely forgets that we are an infinite, eternal spiritual being. And we wake up in this classroom fully convinced that separation is real and that our limitations are real, right? In Hinduism, they call this Maya. Maya means the illusion, the magic, the flowing of the 3D that convinces us we're separate. And so essentially, we are here to learn spiritual lessons. We're here to learn love, forgiveness, power, strength. We're here to learn hope. We're here to learn faith. We're here to learn things like that. And this life is the classroom for that, right? And so the meaning of life is honestly, if you strip it down to its barest bones, the purpose of your life, the meaning of life is to become the fullest you possible while overcoming the illusion of separation. Right? Many great spiritual masters throughout time have said, it is all one and you are it, right? The Buddha said, you are it. You are what you are seeking. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? Is what Christ said, right? A lot of different spiritual masters from a lot of different lines and cultures have echoed, they call it the perennial tradition, the perennial philosophy, meaning the core essence of some of these spiritual teachings have been echoed throughout different parts of the world, different spiritual teachers, different cultures, different times. Right? But essentially, we are here to become the fullest version of ourself. We are here to become the fullest version of ourself and then contribute the gift of our fully developed self to the collective, to our world, to the family, to our community, right? To populations we care about, to random strangers, to those that have wronged us, right? That you could say is the meaning of life, is to overcome the illusion that you are just this little separate self, that you are just this little isolated ego and you have to use willpower to make life, to fight life every day, right? The purpose and meaning of life is to pierce to the center of that illusion and really get firm, like, who am I, right? Because you have a beautiful mind, but you're not your mind. And your mind is, power. It's a powerful computing mechanism. It's a powerful navigational tool for navigating 3D reality. But its shortcomings, or the thing we need to be aware of, is the mind can completely attach to the subject of its contemplation. And then our awareness can convince itself that we are what the mind has attached to. So we can literally convince ourselves that we are somehow not good enough. It's a concept. It's an idea. It doesn't exist out there in nature, objectively, ontologically, but we can convince ourselves that we are somehow this unworthy being, or we are somehow bad, or we are somehow not good enough, or we are somehow letting people down, or we're somehow not where we should be, or we're somehow not tall enough or rich enough, or whatever, right? I'm just speaking personally, right? And what happens is it's totally fine for the mind to contemplate those ideas and concepts. But if we're not careful, the core of our consciousness can get attached to it, and then we'll live it out, play it out, and we'll think it's real. Essentially, we're like the illusionist. We're like, imagine if you were the director of a movie, the script writer of the movie, you casted all the roles in the movie, and you were the special effects team for the movie. And you built such a convincing movie that you actually thought it was real, right? When in reality, you're the one, right? You're the one layer removed, witnessing it, participating in it, but you are not it. And so essentially the meaning of life, and it's unique for every single human being, but the purpose, the meaning of life is, okay, your soul came here to do something and learn something. And the more you can let go of the false you, right? The false you, the you that you thought you had to be to earn love, the you that you thought you had to be to fit in, right? These adjustments we make growing up, they're not bad, they're just not meant to be permanent. When we undo those things, and we start to kind of call bullshit on some of the illusions that don't resonate with us, right? We start to wake up, right? What you're doing is you're essentially uncovering the authentic, essential you. And that's the you came here to be. That's the you that your soul came here with a job. And so we are, as humans, most fulfilled, most happy, most healthy, most invigorated when we're doing things that align with our soul's innermost desires, right? And so for me, that is my belief of what is the meaning of life. Why are we here? Because if you turn on the news, it's, you can get a pretty grim idea of life. Like, damn, dude, why are we here? Why is there so much pain and suffering? And obviously, you know that for every one negative thing you see on the news, there's 1,000 people doing beautiful things. Beautiful things don't make the news as much, right? But there is a lot of pain and suffering in the world, and there's a lot of pain and suffering in our individual life. And it's like, damn, why? Why did I lose that person? Why did I have to go through that trauma? Why did I have to, why did my career fall apart? Or why did my relationship end? And there's real pain there, right? But pain and suffering are really powerful teachers, because eventually pain, where do we feel it? We feel it internally. We feel pain and suffering internally. So pain is the ultimate attention getter. It says, hey, the purpose of your life is not out there. The purpose of your life is not the next achievement. The purpose of your life is not the next source of validation. The purpose of your life is not out there. Suffering gets our attention in here. I remember when I was 22 years old, my mom came up to me, my favorite person in the world. She said, I have breast cancer, triple negative breast cancer, stage 4. And what ensued for the next 3-4 years of my life was just suffering. Watching my mom suffer. She had ultimately passed away, losing her, grieving her, so much suffering. But the gift was that suffering relentlessly got my attention and pulled me inward. I started meditating. I started journaling. I started going down certain avenues of exploring the spiritual nature of reality. And I started sharing my story more. I started sharing the struggles and the strengths that I've cultivated from losing my mom. And what happened was my career changed, my life changed, my relationships changed, my health changed. I got happier, I got wholer. And it didn't make the suffering go away. It didn't make the suffering magically poof, but it gave it meaning. Like, oh, wow. I am a soul that came here to learn. This life is my classroom. My specific life is my syllabus. Why don't I take the class? That's a famous line from Ram Dass, who's a famous spiritual teacher. If your life is the syllabus and this world is your classroom, why don't you pay attention and take the class? And you'll see, there's our ego's agenda of what we think life should be. And a lot of that is just conditioning and cultural expectations and societal stuff and familial stuff. And then you'll see that there's actually a path that reveals itself step by step. We don't see the whole journey presented to us nicely, because if we did that, it's like opening a brand new book and skipping to the very end and going done. Right? We don't read a book to get to the last page instantaneously. We don't watch a movie and fast forward to the very end and go nice. Right? We're here for the adventure too. We're here for the ups and downs. We're here for the illusion, and we're here to wake up from the illusion. A spiritual teacher of mine once said, we need to fall asleep before we can wake up, right? So we buy this illusion that we're just this somebody, and that we carry all this emotional and psychological baggage. And little by little, we go, wait a minute, who am I truly? I'm not who my mind tells me I am. Those are thought forms. I'm not the emotions and feelings that move through my body. You're the feeler of them, but you are not them. And so you start to wake up to who you truly are. And when you do that, you get more in touch with what is your soul calling you to do. And that's the meaning. That's the meaning of life. And again, it's been my experience, and I've coached and mentored hundreds and hundreds of people in the last 5-6 years, that real fulfillment, real health, real happiness, real abundance happens when we can actually intertwine our life trajectory with what our soul is urging us to do. Right? But we got to listen, right? We got to listen to what our soul is urging us to do. It speaks through our intuition. It speaks through our irrational desires. Like, I don't know why, but I just want to, I just need to go to Costa Rica. I don't know. Right? Like some of those irrational desires. I just got to start a cooking class. I don't know. Right? Things like that. Or we can start to weave in our soul's callings to how we spend our time, energy, and money. What happens is through the law of resonance, our life starts to energetically change from the inside out. We start to attract different people. We start to attract different opportunities. We start to attract different avenues to express our soul's calling. And then when we get to the very end of this life, and all the temporary stuff is about to go, right? All of the achievement, all of the status, all of the money, the body itself, which is a rental vehicle, when it's all about to go, boom, it's my belief we'll have this moment of insight that, oh my gosh, the purpose of life was right in front of our face the whole time. It was to live. The purpose of life is to be alive and fully present to what is occurring in your classroom. And navigate from the heart as best you can. Navigate from a grounded, present place as best you can. Navigate from a compassionate, courageous place as best you can, moment by moment. I think we'll find that is the ultimate meaning of life. So thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to this channel. There'll be plenty more videos like this, talking about spirituality, talking about purpose, talking about healing, talking about self-transformation, talking about abundance, manifestation, and beautiful, beautiful things like that. So again, my name is Julian Rosen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.